Hello and welcome to a session with me. We're trading the DAX and the FTSE, and what I'm going to do today, rather than giving an analysis of the pre-market, I'm going to quickly take you through what my thoughts are, and then I'm going to watch the open and describe what I'm seeing and any trades that I'm looking to take in the live market. So this will help you get a better idea of how the market works and understand, I guess, what happens at the open, how the market can react and that kind of thing to try and help you become a better trader. What I'm looking for, I've got my levels laid out here. Kind of got some triple band action here, but it's very close and it looks like we could come down to the S2 quite easily. We've got 7 seconds to open, so we should see the market jump around a lot more shortly. Now, the DAX is open, it's coming right down. I'd like to see it touch this pivot at the very least before I get long. This market, it's on the triple bands. We're probably going to target the gap. I'm going to get in there. Remembering though that we could come down to the S2. We've hit the pivot over here. Probably just go for a little trade. So the DAX, it's turning around now. Just pop my stop loss. I'm just going to drag and drop that. I don't want to take this any further than it needs to go. They're both in profit, very small amount. Because there's a lot of activity on both that looks like it was okay, I kind of missed the entry on this one. Here we go, it's pushed down a little bit more. It might come down, take me out, and then come down to these at levels down here. I'm really just wanting it to come up and touch the close though. There's not that much movement in the levels that I can see that will give us a really good trade advantage. We're slightly up at the moment, but we're not seeing the push up that I'd ideally want to see. I'm just going to move that out of the way a little bit. So potentially it's going to just hover around these levels where it is now before it comes back up. And potentially we might see a further push down. So that's always the risk, is the reaction that you're looking for might not happen. So it's slowing right down. I'd probably ideally like to get out of these positions. I'm just going to change my stop because I think it is going to drift down to these kind of levels. I'll zoom out a little bit to show you what happened yesterday on the DAX. We had some sort of triple band-ish action. So we were able to get long off this level, could have got short here and then long again. So the market actually tapped that level and then came back up, tapped it again and came back down. So really bouncing up and down this channel, which doesn't always happen as nicely as it did there. So we'll see today potentially, ideally we'll have a little push up. I might close out of these trades if we go into profit. Ideally a little bit more, and then I'll probably get back in a bit lower if it does go down, because I'm not confident this is the reaction I'm looking for right now, because the market's not really moving straight in my favor. That could just be down to my level of patience. There's every chance that it could go where I think it's going to go. But I have a feeling, I have a feeling it's going to come down and before it comes back up. So just waiting it out really, seeing what's going to happen. It's really hovering around this this level here on the FTSE. Might even move this up a little bit. So the UK is slightly in profit. We just need it to have a nice little boost. I'll zoom in a little bit so it's a bit easier to see. That's enough. We might see it on the FTSE come back down because there's a bit of pricing here that people are happy to trade. It might bounce off this kind of pricing area. Yeah, it's coming down. I'm glad I got out. Now we're just trying to get out of this DAX position for a profit, ideally. We'll zoom in on that one. So we're 5 minutes in, we've just opened a new 5-minute candle here. There's a bit of activity going on the DAX. It's finding a direction. Seeing what plays out here. Now, there's no real definition in any one direction for the DAX at the moment. Have a quick look at the daily. It's really stuck in a bit of a channel, but slowly moving upwards. Kind of quite central. There's no real direction on the weekly chart either. Have a look at the 1 hour. So it came down to outside the Bollinger Band on the 1 hour. So that could be a good indication to get long from this level. There's a few touch points here. We've kind of cleaned up the liquidity that might have been kind of placed throughout this session here after this area. And it could come back long now, but we've got a lot of pricing down here which the market might want to come down and touch before it goes up. So it's just about making a range of decisions, trying to work out what the market is trying to do, what the institutional traders are looking for, and of course what the retail traders are doing. So a lot of stops would have potentially been put at this level here to go long, and it's just been wiped out by this candle here. That's on a 30-minute. So it's basically the institutions taking out any weak hands, soaking up the orders, and then perhaps sending it long. So we'll see if this 5-minute candle, we've got another 2 minutes to go on this candle. We'll see if it can get a bit of momentum going long. That would be the ideal situation. And just to give you an idea of what happened, so we made, what's that, about 0.2% on the FTSE. It wasn't an amazing trade. So 0.2. And we're just trying to get out of the DAX for a profit. So we're in profit just now. It's tempting to close it and just be happy with that, because we're not seeing an incredible reaction. But I'm going to hold it a little bit longer. Ideally, I'd like to come up and touch the close. Well, the other thing I can do is just drag my stop loss up. It'll probably get taken out because I'm doing it a bit early, but that's okay. Okay, it's come back down and taken me out. It just gave me a slight profit, so there's no loss there. So we made about 0.2%, which isn't a bad trading session. Any trading session that you have a win on is obviously a positive. We'll just see if this comes up to the close now in the live market. So we're just watching how it all plays out. And the reason I'm doing this video, I'd like to hear your thoughts on whether you like the pre-market analysis videos. We've come up and hit that close there. So I would have ideally just closed that position if I hadn't have been taken out. So that's the trading all done and dusted. It's 9 minutes 50 into the market, so just under 10 minutes, and we probably won't look to get into any more positions. So 10 minutes work, made about 0.2%. It's not a great trading day, but it's not a loss. According to the levels, there wasn't really anything hugely strong about these positions that I got into. It was more about the price action and the feeling, and also the previous price history and where the pricing was hanging around. So as you can see, there's a lot of pricing hanging around this level over here, these levels here, and obviously on the 1 hour, where you're seeing that kind of rejection and stuff taking place. So these little wicks just at the pivot. So we're just looking for little indications here and there to find why we're going to go into the trade. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this video compared to the analysis video. So this video, I'm taking you through what's actually happening, my thoughts, my feelings, and showing you what happens in the market and its outcome, versus giving you a bit of an insight as to what I expect the market to do. But obviously, when the market opens and the price shifts around and it jumps quite erratically at the open, the thought patterns can change. So for example, I kind of didn't see enough strength of the market coming down to these levels. So it was okay. I kind of missed the entry. I should have been focusing a little bit more. But to get long off the pivot, in the pre-market, it wouldn't be my ideal situation, but because I saw the price action kind of turning around, that was where I was happy to get in. Had I have looked at the 1 hour, I probably still would have got in at the pivot, ideally. But looking at the 1 hour, that is a potential good entry, because we've cleared out the volume that would have been, or the stop losses that would have been sitting just below this area. And we've cleaned that up, and then we're able to come back up long again. So that's it from me today, guys. If you like these videos, please do comment and like and subscribe, support the channel. It really means a lot to me, and obviously it keeps me engaged and doing these videos for you. I'm sure they are helpful. This kind of training is what people use to learn and get better and really adapt to particular markets. So if you're interested in the DAX and the FTSE, trading potentially for a living at some point, watching these markets specifically and learning their little key characteristics is really going to help. So anyway, that's it from me, guys. Have a great day, and we'll catch you tomorrow.